So we all get smacked in the face. Every single person does it, right? It doesn't matter the size of your bank account or what happens in your life, right? We all get smacked in the face. The only people that don't get smacked in the face are those who are sitting in the corner with a little comfy blanket who are not even trying some stuff. So if you are getting smacked in the face every now and then, you're like, what the fuck just happened? Just know that you are on the right path, right? Because you're expanding, you're pushing your limits, right? There's this limit here. And by the way, when you do this, right, when you push those limits there, when you challenge your fears and challenge your thinkings and try to push against those boundaries, you get this the sense of happiness, the sense of gratification, right? Like I just came back from a boxing session just recently, or just right now, and just the sense of satisfaction, right? Of even when I'm tired, I'm still hitting bam, 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 right, and so on and so forth. And so the whole thing is that we all get smacked in the face, right? But one thing that I want you to try to think about is that these moments of just like, man, this is tough, or I'm getting smacked in the face. Try to turn it on. Try to turn it on its head, and try to think about. And one thing I'm always trying to think about, and it happens to me, right? A few times a year, I'm just like, man, it's really pouring right now. If you know what I mean, when it rains, it pours, type thing. It happens to me as well too. But one thing I'm always trying to do is trying to think about, instead of worrying about that, it might be a big tax bill or something like that, which is on the top of my mind because I had a big tax bill that I had to pay recently because the amount of money that I made from trading last year, which was a really good year for me last year, amazing year for me. But on the side of that, there's taxes, right? But on the side of that, it's something that I didn't like. But then it's like, what do I do? Do I like, oh my goodness, I can't believe, and then do I yell at my account? Anyway, this is just a little thing that I'm just telling you what's top of my mind right now. Or do I rise to the occasion and say, why am I worrying about this sort of thing? Why am I worrying about this sort of debt? Or this sort of bill right now? Why, let's use this as motivation to keep expanding, keep making a lot more money from trading. Therefore, this bill is only a small, little, minuscule, little thing. You see what I'm saying there? So, I really want you to think about, we all get smacked in the face, right? But try to use that as a bit of a motivation. Say, why am I thinking so small for? Why am I thinking about this this bill here right now, this debt? Why don't I think about accomplishing 10 times that, in whatever, and then you can do really well from that there. So anyway, traders, if you do need some help, go to getjohnshelp.com, and that's an application form for my inner circle I've just opened up for the next 10 people. Speak to you soon.